Hello and welcome to this series on open educational resources. This is the first video, and in this video I will introduce you to Open Touro. In this webinar we'll talk about definition of OER and also the benefits of using OER in your classes. And I will also talk about Open Touro, our open educational resources initiative here at Touro College. First, let's take a look at a definition of OER. OER are teaching, learning, and research resources that reside in the public domain or are released under an intellectual property license that permits their free use and repurposing by others. Repurposing is a key word here. For a resource to be an OER, it has to allow modifications. We'll talk more about that later. As mentioned, OER are not only free, but also open. With OER, you have these 5 rights, the 5 R's of OER. The right to retain, so to find, save, and use content. You can download what you need and keep it in your own devices. You also have the right to reuse, so to use OER content as it exists currently and put it to use as often as you need. The third R is to revise. So you can adapt, adjust, and modify existing OER content. You can make small or large-scale changes to suit your needs. You can also remix, so you can combine multiple pieces to make something completely new. You can blend resources and add your own touches to it. Lastly, you can redistribute, so you can share your OER with others. You can release your revisions and remixes into the community so that more people can benefit from it. There are many benefits of using OER. By using OER, you save students money and ensure immediate barrier-free access to course materials. The price of college textbooks has risen at a 3 times the rate of inflation over the past 25 years. 2 in 3 students report having not purchased a textbook due to high costs, and less than 1 in 2 students report purchasing current editions of textbooks. The cost of textbooks is especially difficult to bear since many students don't anticipate having to pay upwards of $1,000 for their course materials and have to use funds that they budget for their living expenses. The problem is particularly acute for introductory level textbooks, which often cost $150, $200, or even more. The result is that students are increasingly choosing not to purchase textbooks, which has a negative impact on learning outcomes, because obviously students can't learn from materials that they can't afford. And that is also true here at Touro College. In this chart, we can see the impact of textbook costs at university and college students. On the right, we see that a very high percentage of students do not purchase the required textbook, and that has many impacts. They can fail the course because they can't afford the textbook, so therefore they can't learn. They can also earn a poor grade for the same reason, or they can withdraw and drop a course. But even before they register for a class, they might take fewer courses or not register for a specific course because they know that the textbook prices are high for that particular course. So the price of textbooks also has an impact on the graduation rate since the students end up having to take fewer courses. With OER, you can improve student learning outcomes by ensuring that the students can afford their materials. You can revise materials to address errors and omissions, so you take ownership of that content. You can adapt to materials to include local or student context. You can also remix materials as said to incorporate new media. And you can design assignments that empower students to create, revise, or remix open resources. As you create and remix new content, you can share your course materials with the world. And you provide more options for teachers and learners. You demonstrate excellence in teaching and learning and raise the profile of your department and institution. And you can also customize your classes. Incentives for authors and administrators are similar to those of open access to scholarly literature. So you have an increased visibility and brand recognition. The price of textbooks has risen steadily since 1965. In 2017, there was finally a break in the trend, and specialists attribute this change partially to OER. Not only are they free, but they're also changing the market of textbooks. Now let's take a look at Open Touro, a year in review. We had our first adoptions in the fall 2018, and in 2 semesters, 6 professors adopted open textbooks at NISCAS, at the Lander College for Men, and the Lander College for Arts and Sciences. And these professors were Carrie Di Matteo, Rira Lamar, and Boris Brownstein, and also Princess Coombs. They're all from the psychology department at NISCAS. Professor Isadora Fisher from the Lander College of Arts and Sciences, a business professor, and Professor Jakob Peter, who teaches an anatomy and physiology course using an open textbook at the Lander College for Men. In 2 semesters, there were over $36,000 in student savings and over 300 students that were enrolled in the course sections.